If you've ever tried planning a family reunion, you know exactly how this can be frustrating. Group chats blowing up, nobody agrees on dates, half the family hasn't paid, and it all's gonna fall on one person. If that person taking the responsibility is gonna be you, let's save you right now. Hi, I'm Darius, and I'm the founder of Reyoonite, the platform built specifically for helping you plan and manage family reunions from the day you get the idea all the way until the execution ends. Today, we're going to go over a demo that I have with a current family that's planning a family reunion. You can see here exactly how it works, and if you have any questions, you can jump in and get started planning yours, and I will also help you as well. Now, let's get into it. Before I go through a lot of these menu options over here on the left, I just want to say that there's a host view. So what we're looking at is what committees can see, or the people that are hosting or in the committee can see. Then there's also the guest view. When you switch it to the guest view, anybody that's a guest will only see the guest view. They can't switch to the host. And we've simplified it on their side so where they don't have access to all the controls that you guys would need. Only thing, the main thing that they will see is this invitation page. So they'll see um, the dates and the information about the reunion, who's going to be hosted by, and they'll also see what's the itinerary is, so what's happening each day of the week, and which each of these itinerary items are going to be. They can say if they're going or not going to any of these. And if they say they're going here, that'll basically RSVP them to anything, and they can opt out of any of the individual events that you guys are planning for the full weekend. I assume that you guys will have a full a multi-day reunion.
Yes, typically
Yeah.
Friday evening through Sunday morning.
Perfect. Um, Next is going to be the guest list, and this is literally just if case people are wondering who's coming, they can see who's coming. And if you have it turned on, they can also invite people. I like it to where members can invite other members. That way, if you forget somebody that's in like a farther part of the family and there's not a lot of representation there on the committee, they can make sure everybody in the reunion can make sure nobody is left out. If you don't want non-committee members to be able to invite people, you can turn that setting off, and only you in the committee can invite people. The next thing that they will be able to see and do is their contributions. And this is where they will pay how much money they owe. So basically, they'll see what they've RSVP'd to, they'll see how much money they owe, and they've also see how much they've paid so far. And then when they owe something, they can make a payment up here at the top, as long as you guys have that setting turned on. And when I say the setting turned on, right now it does show they owe something because they have, like, this person has RSVP'd, but you don't collect money until you turn it on to say you're collecting money. And the reason for that is because prices can change while you're still in the planning process. So if I've halfway done planning, let's just say like let's say you guys are going to do like a family ball on the last day, and everybody comes and dressed formal, and you've got everybody locked in except for the DJ. You don't want to collect money until that final price is in. That way, everybody knows the actual amount that they're going to owe for that. And then once you turn on collect payments, then people can pay, and that's this button right here will be available for them to make payments. And then there's also the travel. If you guys are traveling, or if you have people that are travel, you can set a group hotel, and people can come in here, and you guys already have the hotel picked, but they can come in here and look at the rooms. Right now it's loading at the bottom, and they can pick whichever hotel room they want based off of the group hotel. Obviously, they don't have to book here, they can book wherever they want to. But if you guys do have a place where you want most of the people to stay, that way you have a collection of people, you can choose the hotel on the host side or the committee side, and then people can just choose their room. That way, people that want one room or two beds or a suite versus, whatever the options are, can come in here and choose their options.
And
By the way,
Darius, quick question on this one. Will
okay.
these prices be reflective of our rate that's negotiated, or would that be a separate deal?
So this is an integration that we have with a hotel company. And you guys can book through what we have. If you already have like a group rate that you've called the hotel with, um and you've already set that up, I would just suggest you guys book it that way, and you don't have to use our um relationship. And then in that case, you would just turn off the travel button. That way, people don't even have to go to that page. This is the last page I was going to go to. This is the basically the group messages. So that way, you don't have like WhatsApp, and then some people are just in regular messages. Some people are on Facebook groups. Some people are on whatever. This is just one unified place for everybody to message. I would just put it in the messages here. Here's the link to go to book your hotel, or here's the phone number to call to book your hotel room. Everybody can see it, and they'll be notified of messages that come through.
Awesome. I have a question about the like when you're making a payment,
Okay.
on that payment screen.
Hmm.
Um, when you like say I put my amount, does it show like my name, the amount I paid? Like, does it show your information and or is it based off of everyone downloading the app and they only see their information? Like, how's it work when you make a payment?
Yep.
Does it show your name type?
What we're looking at right now, remember, is the guest view. So your guests will only see their information for their family. They will
There,
see,
okay,
so they're
okay,
them, and then anybody that they've added to their own like personal immediate family. Um,
okay.
Now when we go on to I've covered everything on the guest view now. If you're on the committee and you go to the finance tab here, you will see these are payments that have already been made. But if you go down to the bottom and you'll see member dues, you'll see a list of everybody that is in this reunion, and you'll see how much their total is, how much they've paid so far, how much they still owe, and like what their status is, if they're paid already or if they have an outstanding balance. So only the host can see this because it's on the host side. Guests will only see their own personal. You'll also see the transaction history on how much they paid in case they pay in like deposits or if they pay $100 a month or whatever. That way, if you need to refer back to um, somebody's asking like, how much did they pay last month or something, you can come back to the transaction history. But for the most part, this is an overview of each member and how much they've paid so far.
And Darius, on this one here, that excludes the cost of the hotel. That's a separate calculation there, correct?
Correct. This is just member dues.
Okay. And then the other piece I want to mention here too, guys, is those numbers look high right here. Don't panic on that.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
way
This
I
is our
understand, yeah,
this is our demo. You're right.
exactly. So the way I want to explain this one here is we would have to assess, right, how many people that we're anticipating, right?
Mhm, mhm,
So let's say we go with we're anticipating 200 people. So based on all of the costs collectively for the events for that weekend, I
mhm.
believe this tool will divide those costs across those X amount of people, right? And that's what will determine the total dues by person,
That's
correct?
correct. That's
Okay.
correct. So I'm gonna go to the planning page here, and what this will do is pull up the itinerary day by day and event by event. So on Friday, let's say you have two events, and on Saturday you have one, and Sunday you have one. The total cost, well, you can see if you click in here, but it just shows your cost per person. Again, these are just kind of random amounts and services that we've added in here just for demo purposes. I doubt anything's going to be just $3 per person. But this is more realistic for one of the events for it to be like $30 per person. It might be some money for food, some money for a DJ, some money for a jumper. And then when you divide it, if you add all those things up, it might be a couple of $1,000s, and you divide it by 200 people, you're down to like $10 per person. So um, just as how you explained it is correct. And the system does all the math for you. So it calculates, it
Love
knows
it.
how many people are coming, and there's 4 people that are going, 0 people that have declined and said they're not attending, and there's 8 people that are undecided. Once you click into here, it'll let you see all the details about the location, if you have food, if you have drinks, if you have decor, if you want to add any of these as well, like entertainment, or if you want to add in desserts or music or any of these other examples, you can add them. You can either find a vendor that can supply these services through our marketplace, or you can manually add a cost. So if it's like, hey, we just want to collect $20 per person for food and we're going to barbecue ourselves, we don't need a vendor. You can add in food and add in a manual cost, and that will collect $20 per person. If it knows how many people you have, it'll already do all that math for you.
Oh, that's amazing.
I have some questions.
Okay.
Okay, so say the amount of people we have come to the union is X, and the
Uh-huh.
price is based on X. And then
Uh-huh.
one of the people that are attending
Mm-hmm.
sends the invite to 10 more people and adds, so now it's X plus 10,
Mm-hmm.
but some people have made the payments.
Uh-huh.
So if you added 10 more people, the price should go down, right?
It should, yes.
So do the people that have already paid the X price, do they get a refund?
So that would be more up to you, and it's more about timing. So that's why I said you can turn on or off. So right here you see where it says waiting. You can say put waiting or collecting. Right now this is in a waiting state because you don't know. There's two variables. One is like what you just said. X amount of people are coming. We don't know if it's going to be X or X plus 10, but you know if you're planning for, let's just say your reunions in June, you might want to cut off the timing of mid May, maybe even mid-April, to say at least say if you're going or not by this date, and then that should take care of it. Obviously, I know how family is, and there's people that's gonna feel like they're missing out and come last minute or decide they want to join in. And that is a variable that you kind of have to factor for. But what that would do is if you're already collecting, that wouldn't lower the price for everybody. You would just end up collecting extra, and you might have a little bit of a excess at the end. And with that, you still own this money. So when we haven't gotten to the finances part of it yet too much, but the money that you guys are putting into here is your money. We're using what is called an FBO account. It's called a for benefit of. So it's basically a bank account of whoever sets up payments. And it's your money. We don't have access to that money. You can use it however you want to. At the end of the reunion, you have options. You can just withdraw it and pay everybody back equally. You can withdraw it, and I have some suggestions of what I think is really cool. I think it'd be cool to just use that money to like print pictures and send everybody one, or print a photo book and have it for the next time. Or you can just pull that money out and say, we're using this towards the 2028 reunion. So there's a lot of options that you can do. But ideally, you don't have this problem if you can time it perfectly, and if everybody in the family is somewhat responsible about RSVPing on time.
Then my next question is, does this app include a survey tool? So we
It
can say, okay, what dates do you like, or what would you like for this? Because we did some surveys using
Mhm.
Survey Monkey, but I'm wondering to find out what people wanted.
So
Does
if you
this
go
app
into
include a survey tool?
it does. If you go into on the host side, if you go into messages, there's three different options. One is outreach, meaning if I type something here, it'll send out a text message and or email to whoever I tell it to. So if I push like send a guest, it can send an email or a message to all of these people. That's one thing it could do. The second is the group message one where I was telling you about. There's different channels in here. So there's the general channel planning. You can type into here, and anybody else that wants to can just contribute to the group messages in here. But the other one is this, what you're talking about here. You can create a poll, and you could just say, where
Okay.
would you do the reunion next year? You could type in the options. I know we're going through this, and there is a lot of buttons. There is a lot of like things that you might need to know. And if you don't really remember where things are, if you're not really good with technology, it could seem like this planning page is a lot with the itinerary. It could seem like the messages and the polls and then the hotel, like it's a lot. But keep in mind where we started at. Right now we're on the host view or committee view. Keep in mind that this guest view is very streamlined as far as like what they would see. You either put going or not going, and there's no other options. And then from there, the only other thing you really need to do is pay your dues. Once you said you're going, from here you just go make a payment. That's all they need to do. But for the people that are planning, that's when it gets to being a lot of buttons, a lot of options, and different things like that. So one thing that I always have to keep in mind for people when I'm doing these demos is we will go over a lot of stuff, but remember, your guests don't need to know any of that. All they need to know is to RSVP, and then once they RSVP, come here to pay. They can also see the
Oh,
messages, and they can also go to the guest list and add people, but they don't have to do any of those things. If they RSVP so y'all know they coming, and if they make their payment so y'all don't have to worry about tracking them down, everything will be golden on your side. There's two ways that money flows. Either you guys pay and you pay a vendor through our app, or you guys pay and you collect it and somebody withdraws the money. then that person may pay vendors or just pay for whatever you guys need. When you pay a vendor that's in our app, all of the money that you put in goes to that, and you guys don't pay a dime. We would make money from the referral that we make to that vendor. If you
Okay.
guys add money and you withdraw the money, we do charge you a 4.5% fee just for the withdrawed money, not for anything that goes to vendors again, but just for any money that you withdraw. So example of this is, let's say you have an event and you hire a DJ and you get a jumper and you have, let's say, a bartender, and you guys pay those vendors directly, but you also collect $20 per person for food so you can barbecue. If you withdraw $20 times, let's just say 100 people, that would be $2,000. You would pay 4% on that, 4.5%. I think that would
About
be
80
$90.
bucks, 90. Mhm.
So you would pay $90. You keep $1,990. I think I did that math correct. $1,910. You would pay $90, and that's literally for us to be able to process your payments, because the processing payments cost 3% to us. And then it
Mhm.
also costs us money to store your payments through Stripe and everything like that.
Gotcha.
So
Okay,
we're
so
not like really
paying
making
the
a profit off of
vendor.
it. Doesn't
Okay.
cost you any money. Correct.
So just
Okay.
use it to make sure one of the vendors, let's say, is, do you all have like food vendors, things like that, also under that vendor inbox or something?
We do. So if
Or
you go up
market?
to
Oh, okay.
Stop the Market and go to local vendors here, you
Mm-hmm.
can look at tons of different categories of vendors.
And let me make sure I'm clear. So it has to be based on a certain amount that we purchase with these vendors,
No,
so that we avoid the fee, or no?
no. As long if you're
As
paying to
long
a
as we're
vendor,
paying the vendors,
Oh, as
right,
long as
we
we
correct.
avoid
paying
the
them.
fee.
Oh, good. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. That's a good
Through
deal.
the app, through the app, and not
Through the
Pay
app.
it through the
and
app
not taking the funds out to go pay them
to
directly.
go out to
So
pay them
like,
directly.
yeah, so
Gotcha.
like in our case as well, guys,
Okay.
we do have a couple of vendors that is not on this list, right? For me to work around that, I'm working with Darius to get our vendors added to the list so that we could just
Oh,
keep
That's
the
good.
my
handshakes.
question.
So we
That's
could
what
Good.
just
I
keep
was
the
wondering. If then
handshakes going
perfect,
through the app to avoid
perfect,
that 4% at all. So we shouldn't
perfect.
be in a predicament to where we have to remove the funds and hand it over to anyone. But in the event that we are, that is the industry standard that they have to pay for that. So they passing on
Right.
that cost to us in that scenario. But we'll try to minimize it as much as possible by having all of our vendors added to this list to do those
Yes.
handshakes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. So I just got one more
Yeah.
other thing. Yeah, like from the event. So like we having the family reunion, things are going on. There's so many people getting different snapshots of different things, and we just want to have it in our app.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a section where we can upload our pictures?
There is. I'm going to the settings right now. Some of
Okay.
this stuff is loading slowly right now. By the way, I'm in my car because I'm literally at an event that I'm shooting for one of the vendors that I work with locally. So I'm literally in my car and on my hotspot internet.
Okay.
But
No
there's a
worries.
setting.
So,
Here we go. For photo sharing right here, I have it
Oh,
turned off.
great.
But if I turn it
Okay.
on, then you'll see photos right here. And then I have it turned off
Awesome.
just for demo purposes. But yeah, you can upload photos and everybody across the app can see it. So that's a quick video to show exactly how real families are using Reyoonite to plan their family reunion. So if you're the one in your family who's trying to organize the family for a reunion, you don't have to go at it alone, which is the hard way. Now with Reyoonite, there's a platform to make all of this easy, and it doesn't cost you any money. So now that you've decided that you're taking responsibility of the family reunion, go ahead and get started for free at reyoonite.com, and someone from our team will reach out to see if there's any way that we can help.